or whatever broker you're using is fine. Go to CMG and pull this baby up here. All right, so did it say bullish or bearish? Hold on 1 second. CMG bullish. Okay, 34.50 bullish, 42 cents. Oops. Sorry, too many tabs open, trying to do too much here. Here we go. All right, so 34.50 for 42 cents. I like that. So what I'm doing is now I have my indicator up with the opening range, right? We're over this little breakout line here. We got a buy signal here. I'll probably watch for it to break this range here before I enter. And if it was still close to 42 cents, maybe up to, probably be confident up to 50 cents here, I'm going to buy my first little piece of a position right here. All right, so the alert fired not too long ago. I start watching when the alert fires. I think it was based off of, it probably was not counting this candle maybe. Or at least not the opening high. I was probably counting from here. But so I bought when it fired. It actually fired back here though, if you really want to be accurate. So, and then we're in, and then we would sit here and wait until we get the action that we want to see, or cut it on a pullback. So if you want to go about your day at this point in time, it's a little bit more risky, but you could always, put a alert in TradingView. So if you want to set an alert, you can right click and add alert. And then I could say price crosses. If price crosses here, have it alert me. You can set up your notifications for an email or text message or whatever you want through TradingView. I'd create that alert. I don't care personally. 42 cents is not going to break my bank. $42, whatever. So I would just hang out watching this and waiting on momentum to take us higher here. Now I will say volume is relatively low. It appears we're not getting any great moves out of this. This is not super exciting action. So this might be one where I would just set it and forget it and not really worry about it because it's cheap enough. Maybe set an exit alert and a stop loss alert for myself to react to. But I would just sit here hanging and watching it, leaving it play in the background if I was going about my day at my desk, or if I had a real job, I guess. If I had a job, I'd go mind my business elsewhere and come back and check on it every once in a while. And if I saw a nice chunk of profit, I would get out. Or you can have your alerts turned on with Telegram. It'll tell you when you get a nice chunk of profit. But since then, we've had another one come through. Oh, so also then with the swing buy, this is more, I'd be more confident buying this one ever. So you can buy it right now on the range break and then let it roll. You're only trying to double 24 cents into 50 cents. You're trying to 24 bucks into 50 bucks. I'd be happy with 48 for sure. Get a quick 100% return and be done with it. These are results from ones that were hitting. And then we got another 9:30 to 10:30 break on Walmart. This one's advising puts because we broke to the downside. I guess you couldn't see my screen when I was looking at that, sorry, but that's what I was looking at. That was one of the alerts that came through on Telegram. And so here we are. This is on 1 minute. So that alert came through right in here. And sure enough, you see 1 minute's a bit too granular for me sometimes. So this is much better. So it broke here. That's when the alert fired at, when it was 104, kept pulling back, bounced up. That would be like a 8 EMA retouch there, or a 20 EMA retouch there for a pullback entry. You get those sniper pullback entries in the 0 DTE pit. That's what we're talking about here. I would just be watching this. It was right after earnings. They actually did beat earnings, so I don't love it. I think they might have missed on essential earnings, but they increased guidance and they beat on something. I don't know. They did good though. The earnings weren't terrible, nothing to be alarmed about. So I would not be waiting for a lot of downside. I do just love the round number when everything's close to 100. If it's on its way there, so whether that's up or down, I do like to kind of play that number as an easy round number to shoot for, easy place to put stop losses at or sell puts if you wanted to buy this thing. But once again, I would have just entered on that range break there. This is a continuation break, so after 10:30, when it continues to break lower, and I would just be chilling at this point. But looking for an exit, and you'll get alerted at different milestone exits, and you can also just set, I guess, so you can set alerts within TradingView or watch or put in a sell order. Let's see what that one cost real quick. So the Walmart was 88 cents, 103 puts for tomorrow, 88 cents. I'd be pretty confident those are probably put a $1.50 sell order in. I'd be happy with it if it hit it. So these alerts do require a little bit more active management than pit power plays or something that is less frequent and does not include day trades and swing trades. But as you can see, it's doing what it's supposed to be doing. These alerts have had crazy profitability levels. A lot of strong hits here, some really big runners. So I'm really happy with the results of the momentum pit, and that's why I started promoting it next. So I test the crap out of a service before I release it. So pit power plays was the one we had the longest running amount of proven tracked data on the books that you could look at and see. And I could prove to you with timestamps and alerts and all that stuff. Now we're building that with, well, also had that with zero ZTE. Now we're building it with the momentum pit. And that's why I'm ready to release it, because we have enough results. And of course, prior results don't indicate future returns. Back testing is a thesis. I am not a back tester at all. Do not like that. It is pretty scammy how the back test world is, and people who are new to trading get suckered into that very fast. So I would not count on back testing myself. But what I'm doing is essentially forward testing, and that's just taking a strategy, testing it, tracking it, showing you my results as I do it, and then systematizing the strategy in a way that everyone can follow it. So this is the range break strategy for the momentum pit. These give up to 4 alerts per day. So this is the one I was on now. And like I said, it gives you the swing. Use the spreads when you want to swing trade. It just makes more sense. And the naked, very close to expiration when you want to day trade. Makes sense too. A lot of these hit big winners. I would still have tight profit allocations or tight position allocations. I wouldn't be going all in on anything. They're cheap enough that you can build a pretty good sized position without risking too much cash. So that's another benefit of the momentum pit. But I'm wondering what else I could teach you guys. If you guys have questions about it, drop it below. If you're watching on YouTube, like and follow, subscribe, whatever the freak you guys do on YouTube. And yeah, feel free to drop questions in the trader chat. Happy to help there and try and take these trades. Like with anything, I highly recommend paper trading before you actually use real money, especially if you're newer to a strategy. If you've been trading opening range breaks for years and you're very confident with it, then you'll love this system because it'll help narrow down where to focus, where the best opportunities are, and how to get the most out of that strategy. If you've never traded a range break strategy, or you've never day traded or never traded, then you will probably want to paper trade for at least a few weeks before jumping in with real money, because the moves in these babies can get scary whether you're winning or losing. So they can get too exciting if you're winning sometimes. I don't want you guys getting overconfident and going all in and making all the mistakes that new traders make. So paper trade it first, control the emotions first, follow the strategy. Pretty simple. You got the indicators. You got the indicators, you have the alerts, you have the scanner. I guess there's one last place I could dive in here. Oh, I don't have access. I must be on somebody else's account. Huh. I purchased, I need access. Well, if you get here and you don't have access, that's what you do. But pretty simple. We know what the scanner found because we're trading it. So you don't necessarily need the scanner, but the scanner's cool because you can get your own ideas different times of day. It doesn't have to be the time of day that the alerts come out. If you just happen to sit down at your desk at noon, that's the best time to trade these. But if you did and you're like, man, I really want to find a trade, you can bust open a scanner and check that out there. But I think that's good for this video. I hope this helped you guys. Nothing too fancy here, so it's really easy to make content on and videos on that are pretty short because it's really simple strategy to follow. I hope you guys are successful with it though. And like I said, just drop questions in the chat and I'm happy to help.